Hello, everyone. Today, again, we are discussing PMP success story, and I have Karthik with me. I think we met 2 months ago in a class, and pretty fast he did the PMP exam as well. We will talk about how the preparation and other thing went. But before we get started with PMP, why don't you give a brief introduction about yourself?
Sure, Zach. Hello, everyone. Myself, Karthik. So, currently, I'm working as a project manager in one service based organization. I started my career as a business analyst. So, from my career starting onwards, I'm in the client phase. So, later on, worked in a multiple roles like a project lead, delivery lead, now the project manager. So, in my entire 7+ years of experience, so I used to handle the client and internal teams as well. And yeah, so that's about me.
Good, good, good. So it's good. Like business analysis, I think is pretty very close to project management. People after doing project management get into a business analysis or vice versa. I see that happening. So what
Correct.
inspired you to do PMP certification before we talk about PMP certification?
Yeah. So I'm a person like always try to learn new things and adopt new things. And when I was working in my third company, so in the year 2016, if I'm not wrong, so that time I met one project manager. So he's from London. So he did this certification in the age of 65 years. So he told me about this certification. First time I heard about this certification. So that time, he explained me how the certification and how tough it is and all the things. So immediately I told him like, okay, Colin, I will do this certification. So immediately he told me, Karthik, this is not the right time for you to do this certification, because he said like, okay, just in the coming future maybe you can plan it, but so he gave some suggestion kind of thing, like what I have to study and what I have to adopt the things and all these things. So after that, whenever the thought is coming in my mind to do the PMP, so immediately the question will come. Okay, so did I no get that maturity to do this certification? Not in the kind of project hours, like something like, okay, I'm in a position to understand the things and adopt the things. I feel like doing PMP is not only a getting a certification. I should understand the concepts and that kind of standards I have to implement in my real time work experience, like work career. So that's why every time, whenever I'm getting a thought, whenever I'm inspiring on seeing the certification people are projecting in a LinkedIn, immediately the question also will come in my mind. So am I eligible to do the thing or not? So after the long gap in the last year, I planned to do the PMP, but so due to a lot of project works and all these things, because this company is a medium size organization, so here we used to handle 4 or 5 projects parallelly. So very less time will get here to spend some time on study the things. But I feel this is the one kind of I can say will not get that much time to spend on study. Similarly, in the other way, it's an opportunity for us to explore more things, to handle the things independently and all these things. So in this project management journey, so some areas I got, I feel some, okay, I got stuck this, so I need to consult some senior manager. I need to understand how can I handle this and all these things. But I know, so when I start my journey, do the PMP, so definitely, so that helps me a lot. So in the month of January, so I decided to do one certification, not exactly the PMP. So I started exploring and reached out Eisenbridge. So Alpha, she helped me. Like she told, like, Karthik, so why can't you do the certification in Agile? She suggested me. So I said, yeah, in the market, huge demand is coming for Agile. So I did in the month of February CSM. February 14th, I'm certified CSM from Eisenbridge. So after that, that certification, in that certification, I got 94%. So I got some confidence. Okay, so I'm good to take the other certifications. So I can study some time in a day. So okay, later on I decided, okay, so my dream certification is always waiting for me. I have to do that. So immediately, so I've tried to get your classes, Saket, to be frank. So in the month of March, luckily I got your classes. So I planned, okay, March, my classes will start. April 27th is the last day. So in the month of May end, I plan to take the exam. But due to unavoidable situations from both the sides, the classes got delayed. 21st, 27th May only the classes are done.
Yeah,
So, but luckily our batch is a 10 sessions batch.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So parallelly, so I watched your videos, Pimbox 6 videos. And so long back, I started reading Pimbox 6. So when I was reading that Pimbox 6, something is different. After taking your sessions and watching your videos, so my understanding level completely changed. And last topics, I can say from knowledge fifth onwards, the knowledge 10. So all the knowledge areas covered most of the part because of your watching videos only instead of reading that book. So,
Good.
and I see like most of the top exam questions also came from that knowledge areas only. So
Mhm, mhm.
your
Good,
videos help me to understand the things fastly.
good,
So
good,
that is
good,
the one key factor I can say to crack this certification.
good,
So the
good.
journey
So
started.
yeah,
I
go ahead.
remember still, like in the last day, you said like, so why can't you people already have some lot of enough knowledge to take the exam? Why can't you people take a exam and get a knowledge? Some people in my batch, look, all are like some questions raised. So Saket is just asking to go for a bet. So I decided, okay, so taking mock test, I started taking mock tests to be frank. So I've taken first mock test in Eisenbridge. So to be frank, in that mock test, I got 56% of score. So immediately my confidence levels completely came down. So after that, in that first mock test, I didn't answer all the questions. Just I answered only 160 questions out of 140, 180. So I understood, okay, I need to plan for a time management. So what I did, like, after that, I planned to answer the questions within the time. So like that I practiced. And in the main exam also, my first motive is like uh, passing PMP. The thing is separate, but I thought like I have to see all 180 questions first. So that is
Mm-hmm,
my first target. And after that, okay, anyway, I plan to crack that exam. So
mm-hmm.
first I tried multiple practice tests to complete the exam within that available time slot, time box. Uh, so and my CSM knowledge helped me a lot because I'm from agile background, right? So that helped me a lot. To be frank, in exam also, a lot of questions I see, more than 60% agile and hybrid flavor I see in the questions. So my CSM knowledge helped me a lot. And of course
Good.
your videos and our sessions.
Good, good, good. So like it's a pretty long journey. Like you have been thinking about PMP for a while, and then you are looking for a good time. And I do see using the project management experience and opportunity as a learning opportunity. And I think that is what the one can do. Relate what you are doing with what you are studying. Else it becomes a very theoretical exercise, boring exercise. Like I think people feel stressed out of memorizing all those terminologies if they don't see an
Yeah.
intent of it. But if you see, oh, my project manager or that guy was speaking about that word, what that word mean? Oh, okay, that word I can see in a PIMBOK. Now I understand what he really meant when he was talking about stakeholder engagement, or when he was talking about risk mitigation, or when he was talking about, say, we need to do some better communication management plan. Like, okay, now I
Yeah.
understand what is a communication management plan, and I can
Agree.
take care of it. Yeah.
In my company also, people who are certified, PMP certified, whenever the meetings are happening, no, they will use some different terminologies earlier. So we people like, we should be in a listening mode and, trying to search in a Google. So what exactly is referring? So when I started this journey, no, okay, I can also started speaking in the meetings, and I can, I know the terms which they are using. And whenever I started this journey to do the PMP, so this journey helped me a lot to overcome my real time impediments, like in my day to day life, whatever the issues I'm facing with the team and clients. Earlier I don't know, I have to refer some earlier experiences, and I need to discuss, consult some people. But whenever I started this journey, I started handling things independently, and I started applying the things, and I am seeing the result. So
Mm-hmm,
okay,
mm-hmm,
so
mm-hmm,
after that I realized, okay, so whether I got certificate or not, something keeping aside, but I
mm-hmm.
learned a lot of things here. So
Good.
one day I decided, in the month of in the month of May, after our classes, June 1st, I decided to take exam. So I tried to search for the slots for June 20, but June 20 slots are not there. I feel like if I take more time, then definitely, okay, confidence levels are coming down, and lot of questions are increasing in my mind, because I see everywhere people are saying it's very tough, and questions you can't answer. You need to read that book, this book, and like lot of references are coming, and lot of confusion started in our internal groups as well. So I thought, okay, I will take exam on June 6th, coming Sunday. I have taken a fresh slot morning, early morning, 6:45 slot. So like our sessions also happened in that time only,
Yeah.
6:30 to 9.
Yeah.
So like how I prepared for our classes, just like that, I woke up and get ready, and I've taken snaps and I shared with the proctor. And that proctor is very helpful, and he helped me a lot. And after that, I started my session. Actually, I planned first 60 questions to do in a 90-minute slot, but
Hmm.
I don't know what happened. So I didn't watch the time what is running there. So I've started writing answers fastly. So first, after completing the 60 questions, I see still 162 minutes left for me for the rest of 120 questions. So I answered very fast. And to be frank, the mock test which we are taking outside, no, those are very tough than the main exam.
I know.
If people who are completely relying on the mock test, definitely they will no misunderstand themselves. Like main
Hmm.
exam, I'm not saying it's very easy, but compared to the in mock test, total 180 questions, you people are framing in a very tough mode. But
Hmm.
PMP is somewhat better than you people. They are mixing the questions. Yeah.
So we are
Uh,
making ready for the worst. Yeah.
yeah. So in the second like after starting the second slot after the break, so actually they gave 10 minutes break. I just completed within 5 minutes, and I want to see the next questions. I'm very excited to see the questions. But before starting that next from 70th question, my gut feeling is like, okay, I have 162 minutes. I have to answer 120 questions. Lot of time is there with me, but next 60 questions, uh, 5 6 questions, I remember they are like we need to map the questions like under one question 5 6 questions like that. So that question's taken a lot of time.
So it's slowed
But
down. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's make me slow down. But unfortunately, like so it happened everything like
Yeah.
before 2 minutes only I've completed my exam.
Good.
So I
Yeah.
did my review.
Good.
Finally achieved the target.
Good. I think it's a pretty good. And what I'm sensing here is that if we look at generically, so I want to pick a few things like you said. The PMP preparation is now also helping you in taking care of your day-to-day issue. So I'm a little bit reading it further. So what I personally believe, and I just want to have your opinion about it, since now the people domain is significantly big in PMP preparation and conversation, something which we spoke in our class also, lesson 1, lesson 4. I think we spent around more than like 14 hours, 20 hours talking about people domain, stakeholder management, team engagement. So I think that is making it more practical also, because you end up
Yeah.
dealing with people issues on a day-to-day basis, and that might be a good thing which PMI has done. Less focus on just terminology alone. Terminology is
Yeah.
good, but how to get things done is something a people domain contribution might be helping. What is your opinion about it? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, Zakir. Like whatever the concepts we read here, that emotional intelligence and how we need to handle the conflicts and all these things. Earlier, we doesn't have any reference. Okay, so
Mhm.
something is happening that day. If our fate is good, that thing will happen nicely. If not, we don't know how to drive it. Okay, whenever we started learning PMP and understanding the standards and concepts, so those things helps a lot in a real time how to handle the things.
Yeah,
So if
yeah.
some issue is coming,
Mm.
like we can definitely refer our content what is there in
Yeah,
our brain, so
yeah, yeah,
what we read and what we interacted in our sessions. So
yeah.
definitely that will help a lot. I am observing that gap, like before
Hmm.
doing PMP, after doing PMP, I'm literally observing that gap. So
Hmm.
now I'm feeling better. And
Hmm.
yeah, so
Yeah,
I
things.
completely agree with you.
Yeah, things like working up with the team charter, having the ground rules agreed, and having some
Yeah.
clear, explicit plan for virtual teams, coming up
Yes.
with those communication understanding. understanding that single point of failure could be risky, and helping people to cross train, planning training and development for people. So these are practical things. Yeah. And working with the different personalities also, we understand personality A behave differently, B behave differently. So this makes it little good. I think that's a good turn PMI exam has taken, because the people domain is becoming more and more important. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about, go ahead. You want to say something?
Yeah, nothing. That's it. Yeah.
Good. So let's talk about a little bit on agile space. So I think you have been working in kind of IT. You have flavor of agile, whatever half cooked, full cooked, but you have a far better flavor of agile when compared to the other professionals. And I think doing certified Scrum Master also gave you the whole idea of Scrum end to end. So that kind of created the foundation. So what is the other advice you want to give for the people who are preparing for PMP exam? So it's like this. If someone has to prepare for agile part of the content, which PMI is formally saying is more than 50%, minimum 50%. So what advice you would give to the professionals?
The thing is, like, who are preparing for PMP, for me as well. Like earlier, I thought questions I'm getting in agile based questions, I thought, okay, they will ask us to handle the things like how project manager will handle the things. But in the exam, questions are something different. They are talking about the roles of product owner and scrum master as well. The way we are reading the question, so our always mind will say, okay, as a project manager, what you will do in that case. But the thing is, like, some areas project manager will not handle the things. Like for example, conducting a daily scrum. If something is not happening, so it's a role of scrum master. Scrum master has to handle the thing. So we are, PMP test striker should understand the roles and responsibilities of product owner and scrum master, and who are the roles in the agile. For example, I see one question, like a project manager started prioritizing the product backlog. In the real time, project manager will not prioritize the product backlog, right? So product owner will do the thing. So first of all, we doesn't know that thing, definitely we will understand the question in a different way. Definitely we'll give a wrong answer.
Perfect. So
that will happen.
So what we can say here is that in general, be it a practice test or even later on final exam or in the preparation journey, having clear idea of a Scrum roles are good. And the another thing is, in general, we need to keep as a leadership thing in the mind that project manager should not be doing things. So you are basically a facilitator. You identify the right person to do the things rather than overtake and say, let me do it. So that should be the last thing to do. So when the facilitation is happening, you may let Scrum Master or other people do. If nothing is happening, then you may need to do something about, if there
ultimately
is
as a project manager, we are responsible, right? So project manager will come into picture.
And that part is a little different than what you study in the generic agile also. So if you go for a Scrum Master class, you don't study about project manager role.
If you remember, I asked you this question when we started the session. So Saket, I haven't seen the project manager role in Scrum Guide when I studied about CSM. That time also I felt very bad. Why my role was not there in Scrum Guide and asking me to do the CSM certification.
So again, it's a little confusion, and I think PMI or no one has the answer. The way I see for us is that there is a possibility there could be a multi-team environment. You might be a project manager. There could be a multiple Scrum team. There could be a non-Scrum team also. And ultimately, project objective will get met together. And sometimes there could be one Scrum team, and you might be taking more about external and internal and stakeholder management and ensuring the overall environmental support is given to the team. And team level day-to-day facilitation, day-to-day problem solving might be done by the Scrum Master in general. So it is something like taking care of overall view. And that's what I hope the PMI is also testing on.
Kind of coordinator. Agile coordinator, I can say.
Okay. See, there has been conversation, and earlier people used to just prepare using PMBOK, and now the PMI has confused people about exam content outline and PMBOK, and I think there's a good confusion. And in general, I used to believe even 5-year-old PMBOK also may make sense right now as well, provided you add agile to it. You need to understand project management rather than just getting confused. So what is your advice to the people who might be confused? Should I study PMBOK for a PMP exam or not? Because now it is different, especially PMBOK 6.
So to be frank, so whatever we are reading in the exam content outline, also exam prep guide and these things, they are like referring from exact PMBOK only.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Lot of
earlier,
star, lot
so
of star there.
yeah. So
Yeah.
earlier, so whenever I started reading exam prep guide, so a little bit taking time for me to understand the things. So after watching the Pinbox 6 videos, no, when I started reading that exam prep guide, so I'm skipping the topics easily. Okay, I read this topic. Okay, I read this topic. I understand this task. So no need to spend much time on this. Like uh, I observe, like, my feeling is like reading Pinbox 6 is more than enough. After reading PMBOK 6, we need to understand so which task is talking what, and which lesson, which topic is referring what. As we know, as we all know, that open secret that lesson 2 and lesson 3 completely a PMBOK 6. Nothing is
Mhm,
there.
mhm,
So
mhm,
yeah,
mhm.
first lesson 1 and lesson 4 are like important things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
And they are
I
like
spend
team
much
management
time.
space. Yeah, team management
Team
space. Yeah,
management.
team management
Yeah.
space. So that is what I believe. I usually, and that's what I just wanted to validate. So PMBOK related content gives you the foundation of project management. Yeah, be it
Yeah.
agile and predictive foundation of project management. And then you
Yes.
add agile foundation to it. So you understand Scrum and how things work. And
Yeah.
if you have these two foundations, then if you look at an exam content outline, the ECO task becomes clear to you. But if
Correct.
without those foundation, if you see a ECO, then it will be confusing. Yeah,
Correct.
yeah,
Yeah, I say like first book is Pinbox 6 Sake, second book is Agile.
yeah,
Agile, like your videos or Agile
yeah,
book
yeah,
suggested by PMI. So
yeah.
after that, so reading one time exam content outline. Fourth one is taking mock test. Fifth one main exam. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, good, 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 good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a roadmap, like a project roadmap.
good. And I have been
Roadmap for
motivating.
cracking
Yeah,
PM6.
I have been motivating your group also. Do a project management for PMP exam at least for your own PMP exam. Have some risk mitigation and give the PMP exam. Why are you delaying your
Yeah,
PMP exam? Show,
definitely we
yeah.
can plan the risk response as well
Yeah, yeah, risk.
priorly.
Yeah, priorly. So at least show some project management skill while managing your PMP exam. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, if you remember when we started our session, we you gave us an example that doing PMP is also kind of project only.
Yeah,
Every short term thing is a project. So doing PMP is a one kind of project.
yeah, yeah. It
So
is. It is. Yeah.
yeah, exam is our milestone. That's it.
And I hope you realize the benefit which you have which you have thought about doing PMP, because benefit realization is still pending. Yeah. So it
Correct.
is. Yeah, it is still evolving
Yeah,
thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
correct, correct.
Good, good, good. Any specific thing you wanna say? The lesson 5 of our exam prep, the business domain, though it's integrated everything, but in general,
Yeah.
if something you wanna advise for a business domain specifically,
Like business domain.
like
So like
compliance, internal external environment change, and
yeah,
those kind of stuff,
yes, yes.
business benefit management plan, and all those stuff.
I see some questions like just I'm referring my exam experience. So a lot of questions are like mixing. I see like business domain and the people domain mixing things.
Mhm.
Something happening because of that. Compliance is not. We are meeting not compliance. So what is the risk getting from that?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, got it.
who are the responsible for it? Like it's a
Mhm.
combination I observed.
Good, good,
And
good, good.
moreover, exam they are targeting on the virtual team engagement and stakeholder management.
Mhm.
Like PMI
People
also
domain,
take,
yeah. Mm.
yeah, PMI is also considering the outside environment. Like
Mhm.
as everyone is now working in a virtual environment, like what kind of obstacles they will get,
Perfect,
and
perfect.
how they are planning to overcome those, and like that wise I see external factors. Yeah, lot of things like I can say one example. If we are going to start a company branch or going to execute a project in other location, so what kind of risks we can face there? Like
Yeah,
what
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
factors it
Mhm.
will
Or
influence our
any change of the environment, any introduction of a
yeah,
new things, any change of the law,
correct,
and I do see a value in understanding the whole project management domain in an integrated fashion rather than seeing piece by piece, because you don't know
correct.
business domain relates to risk relates to requirement, because the external environment
Yeah.
is changing, the requirement is changing, requirement change may relates to change management is an integrated change management, then it may baseline the cost and time. So actually, what is left? Everything is connected.
Everything is linked. If you know, like whenever we started reading question, Okay, when we see the first line, we will say like, okay, this question related to the cost management. But when we reach the last point of the question, something is different. They are asking in some other
Yeah, yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that kind of, it's a combination.
And
Like,
that's a good thing. That's a good thing for I think for test takers also, that prepare holistically, and that's what one can do for preparing for PMP exam.
yeah,
Good,
if
good, good.
people doesn't have a patience to read entire question, then definitely that will be a problem. Some people I observe, like in my batch also, some people, they will always take some short points in that. I can say like, so exactly in the question they will identify one point, based on that they will try to map the answers. That will not work in PMP main exam, that I understood.
And even it doesn't work in a practice exam also. So that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and think it is something like that. So in general, is it fair to say, just as a final, especially for our program specific space, so if you are scoring around 70% in the mock test, and why you are making things wrong, that's the important part. You understand why the 30% went wrong, you can prettily feel confident of giving the exam. Is it good statement to make?
Yeah, whenever like once we get a 70% in mock test, we are good to take the main exam.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Provided you
definitely.
also know what is the wrong questions really mean, so
Yeah,
you have a grip on it rather than just
correct.
looking on the number.
I
You have
I
overall
feel
understanding.
like Saket, whenever we get a less score in the mock test, that helps a lot, because
Yeah, that's a good
I
thing. Yeah.
scored 56%, no. So I try to explore like wrong questions. If I
Mm.
scored 70%, then I will watch only 30 questions only. Whatever the success questions, I will not go through it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
how many questions we did a wrong, we'll try to see the explanation. So where we did wrong and what we understand, what is the gap in our understanding, then definitely all these items will come in a like in a bunch. Helps us a lot in taking a main exam. So
Mm-hmm. So people learn
so
from their failure far more than their success. Yeah,
yeah,
that's the important thing.
yeah, I don't know the other certification. For PMP certification, in the first 2 or 3 mock tests, how many mock tests you'll get less score, there is a
Uh-huh.
more chances for you to crack the main exam.
Yeah, yeah, because you put your pressure, and the same thing is, whatever goes wrong, it gets stuck in your head. You do little research about it, you
Yeah,
feel that you were right, the question was wrong. And if you, and that's the key, if you spend that time, then only the value will come. If you just get
correct.
disappointed, no, this time I was 50, next time I will do 70, then we are not making use of it. Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
whole thing. Yeah, so the failure should
correct,
be
correct.
utilized well. Yeah.
Utilized, like how we see the SWOT analysis. It is our
Yeah,
opportunity
yeah, it's
to
our
learn the
opportunity.
new things, like where we got stuck. Something, if we are we can observe, like in the mock test also, a lot of questions we are not correctly answering in stakeholder management or some other knowledge area. It's a chance for us to again read that knowledge area and try to understand betterly
Yeah,
where we
yeah,
miss.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
experience I see.
Yeah, I keep giving this advice.
Completely,
Go ahead.
yeah,
Mhm.
completely. I bothered about the numerical questions. Okay, if I will get a numeric questions, what to do? And when I start my exam, I see the calculator is also available. So I thought, yeah, numeric questions will come. But in the exam, only one or two came. That is also related to analysis part.
Yeah, yeah,
Just they
yeah.
only gave the CPI, SPI, and just asked us to give how the project status, it's under budget or over budget, that kind of thing. So people don't bother about numeric questions. I can tell you that.
Yeah. So see, the whole idea here is that now what we see, we learn in the project management space, the people are more important. There are always tools available for a project managers. So why to train a project manager on something which has less value in the real world? Yeah. So better to focus on training and educating project manager so that he can make good use of it. And that's why I believe the PMI focuses more on people space, the interaction around it, rather than focusing on calculation space, which is automatically coming nowadays from the tool. But you
Yeah,
should be able to interpret it. You should be able to make decision about it. If there is a graph, you should be able to interpret the trend. If there is a marker, CPI, SPI, and all those things, you should be interpret what does it mean. That's the whole
correct.
expectation from the project manager now. Yeah.
Correct, correct. PMA expectation is like as a project manager, we are able to play with that tools or not. They are looking that only.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
if
Yeah.
everything is available, the data is available, so we can analyze the things or not. That is what they are testing in the
Yes.
exam.
Yes. Yes. So analytical skill rather than a data preparation
Analytical
and,
skill.
and
Correct,
mathematical skill. Yeah.
correct, correct.
Good,
Yes.
Karthik. I'm happy to talk to you. Anything else you wanna say? I'm good with our conversation in general. Yeah.
Yeah, I will recommend the people in my batch or the other people who are planning to take the exam, go and take exam as early as possible after completing the classes. Okay.
Yeah,
So after
yeah,
completing the classes as early as possible, take the exams and don't completely based on the mock test. Like if you people
yeah,
are
yeah,
getting less score in the mock test also, that's okay. Just, understand the things and get the
yeah.
knowledge in the knowledge area and take the main exam and definitely so you will be get succeed.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Karthik, for spending time with us. Yeah, yeah, good. Nice
yeah,
talking to
thanks
you.
again.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Bye, bye,
happy
Karthik.
Sajid,
Yeah, thank
thanks,
you. Bye,
bye.
bye.